right, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully, everyone had a happy Easter, happy holidays, and we're going to go through the price action here. We just had a new weekly candle open. Let me just get some tunes on here for you guys. How's everybody's weekend going? You guys had a nice long weekend? I'm literally talking to two people. This is great. All right. Some more people rolling in here. All right, so Tether and USDC dominance. We got this cross down in March on a 2-week chart. If we go to the weekly chart, we can see that we had this breakdown here. This obviously causing price action to the upside in the market, right? So we're going to see if the dominance comes down further, maybe down to 8.7% here in the coming weeks. We could see some more price action to the upside, probably getting close to this $30,000 to $32,000 region in the next couple of weeks. You know, obviously, picking the exact date is a tough thing to do. All right. We're going to go check out the daily chart here. Looks like we're just consolidating right below that $29,000 region, and it's looking pretty bullish that it's consolidating like this up here, okay? Right below a major resistance level, just sitting here. Daily got a reset down to about the 60 region, so we're no longer in overbought territory on the daily chart. Weekly time scale sitting bullish, 67 on the RSI, okay? No real divergence here on the weekly chart. We are diverging on the daily time scales. And well, actually that divergence on the daily played out. Looks like we're just kind of rounding out here on the negative momentum side on the daily chart. So we could consolidate here for a couple more days, maybe another day or two here. We'll see how this goes. But again, a break back above 28.6, and the candle wick up to about 29.3 is the top of this range. If broken, we can go into this box here, which is between 29.3 to 30, about 33K in that range. I expect there to be some selling pressure into this move up if we do actually get this move up. All right, it's looking pretty primed for a move to break this range, though, I will say. With volatility kind of got a nice reset down here. Volatility ticking up here on the daily chart. We're gonna go check out the dollar. Dollar is sitting at a major support level here on the 5-day. We can call it the weekly chart. Just sitting on a support right now. Okay, if we break this support for the dollar, that would obviously be good for risk assets, stocks, crypto, and we're going to see how this plays out. We are on a major support level. I don't like to short stuff at supports. You guys know that. So we'll see how this plays out. Oscillators are still kind of pointing down here. We can see the momentum on the weekly for the dollar is about to make a weekly cross down. Okay, so that's definitely not looking too good for the dollar right here on the weekly chart. So CPI is this week. Okay. Yep, that definitely could have an impact on the stock market, crypto markets for sure. All right, let's take a look at fear and greed, just sitting right around 62. So in the greed zone, all right, but not too elevated in the greed zone, right? We're kind of near neutral, but a little bit above that, right? 62. The Nupal chart coming back into the the optimism area here, okay, on the Nupal chart. So kind of an in-between area. We just re-entered like an in-between area. The rainbow chart sitting in accumulation zone. Cycle chart says a move up to 30K sometime this week is what it's saying. All right. All right, so that's the basis for the Bitcoin analysis right now. If we do get a move down, I would say we would retest 25K if we do get a move down, and we reject these range highs up here, because we got like this squeeze happening up here. We have an ascending triangle, okay, and ascending triangles, according to Volkowski, break out upward 63% of the time. Okay, so there's a 63% chance that this breaks to the upside, and I will give downside targets on this too. I think I said before, it wouldn't shock me if we did break down. It wouldn't shock me if we get a move back down to the weekly 200, which is right around that 25.3K region. And also to boot, we got a 2-week long signal that just printed on the STP signals. We haven't had a 2-week long signal print since August of 21. And prior to that was the COVID low. All right, so pretty powerful signal that just printed. Again, obviously not all signals are created equal. We don't know what this move might produce, but last time it produced a 56% move. And the short signal that proceeded after that, we all know that was this whole move down, a 73% move down on Bitcoin. So these are pretty good. Probably don't want to ignore them. So we'll see how this plays out. So that's Bitcoin. We're going to cover ETH here. We got 8 people tuned in tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. All right. So ETH sitting above the 200-week moving average, also sitting above the 50-day. ETH $2,000 region right now is your next real level. If you break above 2,000, we're looking probably around 2,500. If we do break above that 2K region. So basically around here. All right, 2454. I mean, that's pretty close to 2,500. And weekly ADX got a nice cross here in March. You can see the momentum is starting to pick up here on ETH. So that's something to pay attention to. It hasn't really matured yet, right? So this could take some time to mature. But weekly RSI sitting bullish at 62 on the weekly. And the daily also sitting bullish around 63 on the RSI. MACD kind of, I would say on the daily, giving a mixed signal right now. All right, we got a bit of a cross down here on the daily. So, well, I mean, yeah, that could mean more consolidation, or maybe even a retest of this of these lows here, 1,800. ETH started selling off a bit after Sushi Swap hack. I didn't even know there was a Sushi Swap hack. Wow. All right. Well, there you go. But yeah, I mean, I think the Shanghai upgrade is what, April 12th or something. So that's probably going to be we'll see what happens with that. Lots of people are going to have access to their ETH, and they'll probably be able to sell it if they want. So it could be a sell the news event type of deal. We'll see. We do have some daily bear div on ETH. See if it really plays out. We are seeing a momentum oscillator cross down as well on ETH on the daily. 3-day chart. 3-day chart still has some room. So longer time, yeah, 2 days starting to cross back down. So ETH actually doesn't look as good as Bitcoin, I would say, right here, right now, against the dollar anyway. Yeah, we have a bit of 2-day bearish divergence here forming on ETH. We didn't get a cross down yet, but something to pay attention to, okay? And it really could diverge more as we proceed higher. So it's basically, in my opinion, just a weak move. And it could be, if we do break the range and we do get this move up to 2,500, we could get a huge snapback back down to, you know, $1,700 after we make a move up like that. Especially if it's a divergent move like that, right? Energy web token, man. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, so something to pay attention to with the divergence there, right? Definitely don't want to be ignoring that. But yeah, we are holding above these major moving averages right here, so that's important. Even if we do get this move down, you know, we're going to be held up by the moving averages at first, okay? Yes, Robert, we'll look at your energy web token. All right, energy web token. $3.13. I don't even know if this is all the chart data on it. Let's see. ARPA and Flow. Yeah, sure. We'll take a look at them. Yeah, man, I don't know where all the data is on this coin, so if you know, put it in the chat. ARPA? I think that's on Binance, right? Never heard of this coin either. Let's see. ARPA chain. So this was in 2019, this coin started. All right. Let's see if Binance has all the data on it. That's pretty good. All right, so from our swing low to swing high, we're sitting right below the 38.2% retracement level. Yeah, we pulled back right at the 618, and you're just kind of consolidating between these two ranges right here. So if we are to get a continuation, the top of the range would be about 5 cents, so about a 20% move here for our ARPA chain. Probably right into this Fibonacci level, which would make a lot of sense. Okay. And you can see that the momentum is, on the 3-day chart, is starting to sweep back up and around, so that's a good sign for upside. The 2-day chart got across. I mean, like some of these are conflicting data here for the 2-day and the 3-day. 3-day chart looks good. Let's look at the weekly. All right, so your weekly momentum is still pointing down. Your daily momentum is pointing up a bit. And looks like the shorter term timescales are flipping back up here. So it looks like you're going to see a movement back up here in the next maybe 8 to 12 hours. All right, and that could just mean right into the range high. All right, so that's ARPA. We'll look at Flow. Flow making these higher lows here. Okay, that's good. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 higher lows from the swing low. Okay, so that's an interesting development there. The weekly chart is, as long as you're making higher lows than 70 cents, I think you're okay. I would like to see this asset make a higher high than a $1.44. That would be ideal. But you are in this structure here, and it looks like you built a nice base here around this $1 region. Okay, looking pretty good, and a move back up to 113 probably first to retest this level here. And if you are to use that level as a support, back up to the top of the range, that 140 region. All right, cool. Yeah, flow looks pretty good as long as it keeps making these higher lows like that. That's showing lots of accumulation. All right, so that's ARPA and flow. We'll look at EA energy web token here that we missed, and that was on KuCoin. Okay. There is not a lot of chart data on this. Are you sure that KuCoin has the data for this one? Because I feel like this is an old. I've heard about this token a while ago. So Energy Web came out in April of 2020. All right, so this definitely is missing some data. Let's see if we can find. Maybe Kraken has it. Okay, yeah, Kraken has the data. There you go. All right, so you have like this down sloping consolidation, right, from this from the April 20 launch. And if we just do some Fibonacci's on it, we can see now we've done about a 61.8% retracement from the swing high to the swing low. All right, so you're just consolidating between these two ranges between $5 and $3, which is actually just a Fibonacci level. All right, so if we were to use the 618 as support, it looks like it's just kind of bouncing in between these ranges, right? You can clearly see it's respecting the Fibonacci levels here. All right, and so a move back up to the top of the range would mean a move back up to $5. Right, you want to reclaim these moving averages here on the daily 200 days around 375. I would say if you can do that successfully, you can retest the $5 region. You're sitting right on a support right here. So this is probably a good accumulation zone. You can clearly see people are buying at these levels. So looks like a pretty good support level for EWT right here. And the daily, you can see we have some daily bullish divergence forming, which is also making it look good as well. I don't know what the fundamentals are with this coin at all. We're just solely looking at the technicals. All right, stochastics also poised here. Momentum showing the same on the daily. So daily chart looks pretty good on this asset. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly stochastics still have not crossed up just yet, but obviously that takes some time to show on a weekly chart. After the daily, the 2-day, the 3-day start crossing up, the weekly will also cross up. And the 3-day chart is all the way down here, so it has lots of room to run once the daily starts to go back up. Again, you're sitting at a major support level. So I would say that looks pretty good for a move back up to the top of this range. All right, hopefully that answers your question there, David or Robert. Let's see, Chili's ADA. Sure, we'll take a look at them. ADA. January bottomed, or January low, I should say. Up to 42, back down to 30, making a higher low. So starting to show signs of a bit of accumulation here in the bottom of this range, and holding this level here. Top of the range for ADA is 42 cents. The 3-day 200-day moving average sitting around 62 cents. And if we do get a move up here for ADA, for these structures, we're looking at anywhere between a 382 to 618. So anywhere between 63 cents up to $1.16 in time. Okay, before maybe a major reversal. So we could get a reversal at 63 cents. That would be confluent with the 3-day 200 moving average, which is a pretty significant move for ADA, right? That's like a 60% move. If we see Bitcoin break the $30,000 region, right? And the 3-day RSI looks good, right? We're sitting at 60 on the RSI, so that's in bullish territory for ADA. On the weekly chart, we have lots of room on the weekly. We're sitting at 50 on the RSI. So we just moved into bullish territory here on the weekly chart for ADA. Interesting development there. We did not get an ADX cross up yet on the weekly for ADA, so it's close. It's close to a cross up. The 5-day did cross, so that could be preceding the weekly, and that's something to pay attention to. All right, so ADA does look pretty good. We are entering towards the top of a range, right? So I would just be a bit cautious once we do break the range and we get a back test of that range. I would say that that's a good sign. Okay. So I would set like price alerts above 42 cents on ADA. And then Chili's, take a look at it. This coin hasn't really done much in a while, but it's still in a major flag here. Major consolidation pattern. And you can see that it's in this symmetrical triangle down here as well, with making 1 low, 2 lows, 3 lows. That's 3 higher lows here. Got lots of price compression happening on, I'm looking at a 5-day chart. And we got a spike, we got a volatility spike coming in here. There's a big, looks like a big move is about to happen here for Chili's. All right, so whoever asked about this, Steven, or yeah, good observation on that. And price targets for this one, let's take a gander here. So again, you're in between these two zones, right? You got the 236 fib up here at 26, and you're sitting at the 382, which is the Fibonacci below. So why not just ping pong, right? Ping pong to the top of this range, right? That's almost a 100% move, guys, all right? And that would be a 26-cent Chili's if this does break out. That's a major move. But it can do it. You can see that it's in this squeeze like this. Stochastics pointing up here on the 5-day chart. This looks pretty good. Sitting at, yeah, 47 on the RSI. Lots of room to run if we do get a run on this one. Pretty promising setup here for Chili's. You know, we might get one more retest of this low at like 12 cents or something before it does that. But yeah, the 5-day chart looks pretty good. Okay. If you guys are enjoying the content here, make sure you guys smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, which I don't think any of you guys are new to the channel. All right. Gonna change the tunes here. Let's see. Yeah, so the dollar is it's up a negligible amount right now. Futures market kind of flat. SPY is up a little bit. NASDAQ down 0.12%. The Dow up 0.17%. Kind of nothing burger right now. Gold. What's gold looking like right now? Gold sitting above 2,000. Again, gold at the top of its range. All right, this is your one. This is your third attempt at breaking the top of the range. There is a likely chance that gold does break the top of this range. Right, with the monthly sitting at 65 and lots of room still to run into overbought territory over the next coming months. And we just got a monthly cross up here on the MACD. So that's telling us there's a really good possibility that this goes much higher. All right. I don't know why my trading view is lagging this hard right now, but it's kind of annoying. Silver, let's take a look at it. Also in a massive cup and handle type of structure that it's been in since 1980. Silver. Setting up for higher prices. A break of $27. We could see silver run to about $40. That would be a pretty big move if that does do that. It could take some time though. It's not a very fast moving asset. And somebody asked about platinum, so we'll look at that. That was just gold, not Pax Gold, but it's the same thing. So platinum actually interesting. Platinum's sitting not too far off its lows. Top of the range for platinum is about $1,200, so about a 20% move from here for platinum is possible, especially if all the metals, are going up. I don't see why platinum doesn't catch a bid as well. Well, let's look at some levels here. Yeah, so 1100. You have a nice Fibonacci level there. And you have that resistance level at 1200. So between $1,100 and $1,200 for platinum it's probably possible to happen over the course of the next couple months. All right, remember, these are longer term time scales we're looking at here. Monthlies, weeklies. These moves can take some time to play out. Okay. Let me know if there's any other tokens you guys want to look at here tonight. Just throw them in the chat. Again, I want to thank the 9 people on the stream tonight. Appreciate you guys' support. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. There you go. Your ARPA coin is up almost 2%. And the Neo blockchain is catching some bids right now. It's up 2% today. The OG Neo token. Could see 18 bucks. That's the next Fibonacci level here for Neo. If anybody was wondering about that. Yep, that's and there's a major supply zone around $30 there as well on the weekly chart. Cool. Anyone take a look at Compound recently? This token? This has been consolidating down here for quite some time. So this looks interesting down here. You have your this capitulation low from June. You got a rally and then a retest of the low in December. Yeah, we can look at that one, integrity. Sure. January, we got the same low, got the same rally, start making higher lows here. Looks like some sort of accumulation happening. And this could possibly reach back to the top of its range, which is around $60. It looks like it's setting up for a move. Just wanted to call your guys' attention to it. Cool. We'll look at GH, guys. Is that Ghost or something? Ghost chain? How fitting. It's on Coinbase. Avegachi? Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, we'll take a look at it here. On CoinEx, that's where all the data is. This looks like it has all the data. Looks like you got a nice retest of the January low here, right? You got a nice rally and then a retest of the slow. So yeah, Avegachi $1.30. If we start breaking this trend line here, right? You got momentum coming back up, swinging back up here. Green line still on top, so bulls are still in control here on the 2-day, and we're sitting neutral on the 2-day chart, so has room to go up. Okay. We have not thrown a long. We have a 3-hour long that's in right now. All right, yeah, the daily and the 2-day chart look pretty bottomed on this one. All right. What's going on, Toe, Sam, Lily Dow? We can look at XRP, yeah, sure. Still in the same pattern, man. Looks like we got some new people on tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. All right, so here's the monthly on XRP. Right, hugging the bottom of this trend line here. Very nice. I'm going to just get all this stuff off. Right, long-term trend line here from June of 2017 being respected, right? 1, 2, 3, many touch points along this trend line. This is a big pennant or bull flag, whatever you want to call this. Did you see that First Republic has cut its preferred shares dividends? Very bad sign. I did not see that. All right, so this structure here on XRP, it's crazy. It's about an 800% measured move. Once you do break this pattern, which is a 5-year pattern, definitely not something to ignore. And you're about to get a monthly cross on the MACD. So also something notable. And you're showing hidden bullish divergence on the monthly chart. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's about as good as it gets on a monthly chart. And you have this trend line right here on 67 cents. If you start breaking that, there's definitely lots of room for this thing to run, okay? Because your major supply lines on the monthly chart are sitting around this $1.80 region. So you start breaking a pennant like that after 5 years of consolidation, there's going to be a major move, all right? And it's being supported here also by the monthly, showing that the last monthly stochastics cross we got was in May of 2019. Which produced not so big move, but about a 75% move after that cross. But we weren't showing these divergences, okay, back there. Scotland rising tax rate about 50%. Oh, wow. Hey, what's going on, Aaron? All right, so that looks pretty good for XRP, all right? I would say that structure looks pretty intact and looks pretty strong. You know, your next real target is 91 cents. That's that Fibonacci level right here. If we start breaking that 67 cent region, which is this level right here, okay? So above 67, probably go test that 90 cent to $1 region. Start breaking $1, then we can talk about, you know, $1.25 up to $1.50. This could take some time, guys, all right? No, we didn't look at Glimmer yet. We can take a look at it. Wrecked City. Sitting in a demand zone, all right? So as soon as it goes oversold like that, on a reversal, there isn't really much resistance there. You know what? We'll use a real chart, I guess. Do I see NKN? No, it's up 30%. You guys want to look at it? We can. After looking at Glimmer, we will do that. We can also look at DOT if you want, Aaron. All right, so these are your real levels here on Glimmer. Not really too much resistance once you start making moves back up. But we don't really have lots of previous price history to really go by, but we can kind of see this happening here. All right, when you make these sort of curved bottoms like this, you know, we could extrapolate that to look something like this on the way back up. All right, so after you make this big crash like this and there's no more sellers, Stefan, yes, we did see that. Angel, we'll look at Soul, sure. Glimmer probably does something like this after it consolidates and starts to go back up here. Because I want to show you guys something here on the Glimmer chart that's really crazy and interesting, is that you see this big squeeze happening down here? Hey, you're in this major squeeze like that. After you break a squeeze like that, you go on a parabolic move, typically. And it's got room to run, man. It's sitting at 30 on the weekly RSI, so it's still in the buying zone. All right. So DOT, if you look at that. DOT also looking pretty bottomed here. So still in this wedge formation here. Also in that squeeze, you guys can see. All right, we do have an early weekly signal that's coming in. We're sitting 45, which is basically neutral. No real edge on the weekly chart here for DOT. And I'm not really liking this too much. We're getting a weekly cross down. Not really too strong there. This is still in bearish control zone on the MACD. And I mean, there's no real divergence there. I would say it's kind of just doing a bunch of nothing. It's just consolidating. The 3-day coming out of this negative momentum, so we'll see if that gets across up. That would be good for DOT. We're sitting right at a major supply line too. So if we don't break the supply line, we'll probably come down and retest these lows at like 560. DOT hasn't really been a really good performer this run so far. But I still think there's potential with this asset, so pay attention. Solana, we'll take a look at that. So our daily is still long on Sol here. As long as we hold this bottom of this range at 1980 or so. We're kind of in the middle of a demand and a supply zone here, so it's basically a coin flip where this might go. So I'm not going to... Top of the range is 25, bottom of the range is 1750. Right? You're literally smack dab in the middle of that. So there isn't really an edge for Solana here. Like if you were closer to a demand zone, like be a good opportunity for maybe a potential long, right? And if you're at a supply zone, then maybe potential short area, right? But right now you're on the 4 hour, you're in a demand zone. Depends on what time scale you're trading off of. You're looking at the daily chart in the middle of a range, right? So you could take a trade here if you want, set a stop below, 1930, and take profits up to between 2130 up to about 2365, and if you start breaking that, well, the top of your range here is 2550. Happy Easter, brother. Appreciate that. All right, 16 people on the stream tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining. All right, so that's Solana. Like I said, in the middle of a range on the daily chart. Not too much of an edge. Let's look at this NKN pump. What's happening here? Anybody know about why this thing is going nuts right now? I mean, you can clearly see that this thing's just been making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Finally, catching some bids, breaking the range here. So this just looks like a range break. And up to about that 17-cent region, which it went past that. It went almost up to the 3-day, 2-day moving average. Yep. Range break trade, that's for sure. Bottom of this range, top of this range is an 88% measured move. Luna Classic, yeah, we can look at it, man. 88% move, right? So, yeah, you could expect to see maybe 26 cents on this asset here pretty soon. The volume really picks up. You got resistance right there. That's where it's going into right now, but it's got room on the daily. Well, daily just went overbought, so. But I'm sure the 3-day and the weekly have lots of room. Yeah, look at the weekly coiled up like that, dude. That's pretty big move. Not sure what this coin does, but this could be a significant move up. Luna Classic. Wrecked. Not too much going on with this coin, man. Just been consolidating since the collapse in May of 22. Not really too much to talk about here. Yeah, you might get a move up here. The 3-day chart kind of telling you that. The RSI is it's literally at 19. This thing is so wrecked, man. Here's your daily RSI. I mean, I don't know, dude. Send it to the moon, man. I don't know. No way. This thing's done. Yeah. Sure, you're sitting on this 1-2, whatever this is, 12,000 support. Hedgic, you can take a look at it. Wow, 1.7 cents. Well, there's some divergence on the 2-day chart. I don't know, man. This... you want to hold above a penny. Hold above this level here and you're good. Anything else you guys want to take a look at here? Jasmine? Okay. So you got some weekly bullish divergence on this one. It's also in a pretty big squeeze. You guys see that, right? You guys see this squeeze here? That's pretty significant. We even got an early buy on it on the weekly. But this week, this asset could see a move. And the top of your range here is about 0.07. Let's go to regular candles here. So actually, yeah, about 0.07. That's about right. All right, and that's the top of this range here, which is about a 30% move. And if this is a cup and handle type of structure, which is what this could be, cup and handle, the bottom of the handle here is about a 60% move. So you got about a 30% move to the top of this range. If you break the top of the range, you're looking at about another 30%. Okay. This could take some time. And looking at a weekly chart, I would say once you get above this level here, you could trade up to about that 1 cent region. So there you go. That's about a 100% move. That'd be a pretty crazy move, but can happen if you start breaking these ranges here, because there's nothing here. It went straight down. Right? And you're showing that weekly divergence, so that could play out. That's a potential big setup, big trade there. All right? Whoever asked about that. Yeah, that 0.08 region is the 236 fib extension. All right. Worst decline in commercial bank deposits since 1994. That sounds not so good. We're looking at touching, the top of this flag here, maybe up to about that 31.6 region. If we do get a break here, there's not really much here aside from some wicks, some candle body closes around June of last year. So anything above 29.9, we could see up to about 31.6.7K, which is confluent with this area right here. And we got 2-week volatility spiking. So see if we get it. All right. Thanks so much for joining the stream tonight, guys and girls. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed it, make sure you guys stay subscribed, all right? Thank you guys so much for joining the stream this week. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful week, guys and girls.